Yours is rolling.
All right.
We're rolling.
We are live.
We're live. All right. Welcome to the Breaking the Fourth Wall podcast. I'm your host, Mike Iacovoni, along with my co-host, Nick Iacovoni.
How's it going?
We are 2/3 of 607 Entertainment. The final third, the third, Joe Dorner, could not be here today. You may have seen him in films like Bella the Clown as Sam and No Place Like Home as Christian, along with you.
Mm-hmm.
But he is not here today. But the three of us make up 607 Entertainment. And we decided to start this podcast, me and Nick. And Nick, what are we going to do on this podcast exactly?
Well, I think we're going to cover a lot of different things. First and foremost, we're going to talk about our own channel. We're going to talk about our short films, maybe break those down for viewers, kind of talk a little bit about what our intentions were behind them, what our ideas were.
Break the fourth wall on our own films.
Yes, break the fourth wall.
We have to do because we're not big enough.
Right. We're not big enough
for other people.
Right, New Rock Stars isn't making any videos on our channel at the moment. But so we'll be breaking down our own content, but also we'll be branching out and covering more mainstream films, television shows, breaking those down, giving our thoughts and opinions on
reviews,
those.
Recaps, rankings of things, even.
Really, just anything film related.
Yeah.
Is kind of my idea behind this podcast.
Yeah, and it's definitely the same idea I had. This is going to be it's going to be a film podcast. We're breaking the fourth wall on things, even our own films.
Everything film related you can expect here on this podcast.
All right, so the first topic for today, let's get into our newest short film will be coming out, scheduled Friday, March 12th.
Mm-hmm.
The film Unhinged. So
scheduled for Friday, March 12th, subject to change, as per usual with these things. Unhinged. I don't want to give too much away.
But you want to tell us the basic plot of the story?
Right, I was going to say I don't want to give too much away because there is a twist to the film, I will say that. But it's if you know us by now, if you've been watching our videos, have seen some of our short films, you know that we tend to gravitate more towards the horror thriller genres. So with that being said, Unhinged will indeed be a horror/thriller film.
/ maybe kind of like a slasher.
Right, there's some slasher film elements to it, I would say. But it's more psychological than your typical slasher film.
It's definitely deeper than the typical.
Right, there's a deeper. Not that slasher films don't have a backstory or anything, but I would say it's deeper, more psychologically driven than some of those films are. And just the basic plot. So Joe Dorner, our third member, plays Oliver.
Mm-hmm. And we'll go over the cast.
We will. But he plays Oliver, who is a kid / young adult, probably in his
early 20s,
which he is, who has been tasked with watching over his grandmother's house for the weekend. And let's just say some strange events start to unfold while he's there, including an unwelcome guest who shows up at the door. If you saw our first teaser, you probably know what I'm talking about here.
If you haven't seen the first teaser, go check it out. We'll link it in the description. But, speaking of teasers, we should get this out of the way. There will be a second teaser at the end of this video, so stick around to the end.
Yep, stick to the end to see that, or skip to the end to see that if you can't wait. So I'd say that's the basic plot behind the film, without giving too much away.
Yeah, like I said, we don't want to give too much away, but it'll be. It's a little bit longer than everything else we've done, barring No Place Like Home.
Right.
So everything else we've done has been about 10 minutes or shorter. This will be about a 20-minute film when it's all said and done, and it'll have more of a fleshed out plot than Bella the Clown or anything else we've done.
But. Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of right in that middle range, I guess I would call it. It's not you know, like Belba the Clown was, first of all, I'm shocked at how well that has done.
Shocked. Completely shocked.
As I've said, I was shocked when that hit 1,000 views because, no video on the channel had even come close to that. And I never anticipated that it would get to, what is it at, 90,000 now?
It's at 90,000+ now. I didn't think it was going to get anywhere near that. I mean, like you said, nothing else on the channel is even close to...
It's crazy. And just thank you to everyone who watched it, who has supported the channel, who has liked, disliked, commented on Belbo. Any feedback is always welcome. So thank you all for that. And thank you to everybody who has subscribed, who has supported the channel. We all really appreciate it.
Yeah, and if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe and click the bell notifications. Yep. We will have new films coming out. We're going to aim for once a month from here on out, but maybe once every 6 weeks. And, I mean, well, we got some bigger projects in the works that will take longer. But, we're going to try to produce more content. And this is really what this is about, is producing more content. This is something to get out there where we can talk about our films, other films that you might be interested in, or TV shows, and we can really dig deep into some movies and TV shows and even our
Exactly,
films.
Yeah. If anybody who's watching this has ever made a short film or has tried to make a short film, and you probably know how difficult it really is.
And we're not even talking about editing. We're talking about like actually going and filming it. It's one of the most difficult processes.
I mean, especially when you're working with people who have, these aren't full-time actors, right? No. These are our friends that we're getting to do this, and they, of course, have other obligations, have other, they have jobs. It's not easy to get everybody.
And to point out what you said, a big detail is they're not full-time actors, so the acting can be a little rough. It takes a little time to learn the script and be able to actually act these like.
Right, I think that's an important point. I mean, the actors in our films that we're making aren't professional actors by any means, including, myself. I'm not a professional actor either, and I've been in some of our films. But yeah, the acting is certainly one thing I think we can improve on going forward. Mm-hmm. But I want to return to a previous point that I was making about Unhinged, where, Belba the Clown is kind of a quick, action-packed, short film without too much of a backstory, just kind of meant to, entertain people. Mm-hmm. No Place Like Home, on the other hand, is a much longer, drawn-out, slow-paced film with a lot of backstory and a lot of elements going on.
A lot of story.
Unhinged is pretty much right in the middle. I would say it's maybe more like Belbo the Clown.
Yeah, like I said, it'll be closer to the 20-minute range, but it's definitely going to be a little longer than that. So if you watched Belbo and you were left wanting more, you'll probably like this.
Yeah, so it's a longer film, more or less the same amount of action.
And if you haven't checked out Belba the Clown or No Place Like Home, which I don't know how you're watching this video right now if you haven't, but go check them out and rewatch
absolutely.
them.
I mean, No Place Like Home, it is a longer film. It's an hour long, which I didn't think it would end up being that long. But, if you get a chance, go check it out. Let us know what you think. Like I said, any feedback is always welcome. The feedback is what allows us to do better, to fix what we're not doing right, and to just, grow as a channel and make better content.
Yeah, definitely. So we talked about, we'll do an overview of the cast. And so first we point out Joe Dorner will come back in this film as Oliver. The second cast member is actually you, as Zach. Mm-hmm. So you'll be in this film too. You guys will be sharing the screen again.
Yes, we will.
And then third actor is, actually, if you are a long-time viewer of the channel, you'll remember him. Nick Cataldo is coming back, and he'll play Derek in this film. He was in The Final Project, one of the first things I got uploaded on the channel. Mm-hmm. It was a school project, actually.
Right. So. I mean, that wasn't even intended for our YouTube channel. It was a school project that myself and a few of my friends decided to do, and I was shocked really that we ended up finishing it. I thought we were going to film just enough to maybe make a trailer or the best, a shorter version of what we were going for. But we stuck with it. We took another couple years after the project was actually due
about a year,
to complete it. Yeah. So, if you want, go check that out. I mean, it's no cinematic masterpiece, that's for sure.
No, I mean it's a 12-part film. It's nice that it's broken up into parts because we released them weekly when it was coming out.
Right.
And I mean, in total, it's a 2.5-hour film.
Yeah.
And it's a found footage, and I think there's definitely some good parts in it, but it's definitely not as good as we could have done with it.
It's more of an episodic thing, I would say. They're kind of episodes, mini
episodes.
But yeah,
we have the previously on every single one.
Right.
Yeah.
So Nick Cataldo, he was great in that film.
He was the star of the show, in my opinion.
He was, yeah. That go check it out, especially part 6, parts 5 and 6. He was the star of the show. So yeah, he'll be coming back, and then the star of the show for Unhinged.
Yeah, for Unhinged is it'll be his first film actually. Dami
Diesel from over at Diesel Productions.
Yep. Our sister channel, as I've dubbed it, or we own Diesel Productions.
Getting his first official role in a film.
Yep.
So that's pretty exciting.
And he's the one that you saw in the first teaser.
Yep.
The first teaser we put out was the one with Dominant, and he will be playing, well, you could probably figure out he's playing
that unwelcome guest.
Yes.
As I mentioned earlier.
So he's making his film debut on 607 Entertainment, and he put a lot of dedication into that role. He put a lot of emotion, raw emotion he put into that.
He did, and you'll know what we're talking about when the film releases. But yeah, exciting to have, always exciting to have new members coming on and doing these roles and acting in our films. Really appreciate people, helping us out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So we don't have to have the same faces in every single film.
Especially these people that haven't ever done any acting.
Right.
I mean, none of our actors have until now, so it's good. It's good to have new faces on, though. But Dom, he's definitely the star of the show for this short film.
No question.
What else would you like to say about Unhinged? Anything else to say?
I mean, I think that we've said. I mean, I don't want to, like I said, give too much away. So I would say just stay tuned. It'll be scheduled to release March 12th. Like I said, we'll see if that's possible. I really hope that it is, but
if it changes, we'll let you guys know. But
so yeah, Unhinged, March 12th, still to be determined.
Might change.
We're gonna try our best to get it out by then.
Anything else you want to say before we wrap this up? This will be a shorter one, just an introductory episode to the Breaking the Fourth Wall podcast.
Yep. Yeah, I would just say, if you don't have to be a huge fan of the stuff that we make. If you're just a fan of, films and television in general.
Movies, TV shows.
TV shows.
Pop culture. Maybe a little bit of behind the scenes stuff, how we do certain, effects or, shot breakdowns and all that kind of stuff. Anything film related, I would say that eventually on this podcast, we're going to cover something that you will be interested in. So I would say, first episode, we'll see how it goes from here. But right. So without further ado, let's get into the teaser for Unhinged.
What's your emergency?
Grandma, who's this guy? Kind of scaring me here.
Oliver, lock the doors. Do not come in contact with him. This man is unhinged.
Where is she?
All right, and what a film that will be when it releases on March 12th, Nick.
Yeah, can't wait to see the final product.
You can tell Dami Diesel himself put a lot of effort into that acting performance.
Mm-hmm.
But you got anything else, Nick?
I think that's a wrap. That about does it. Covers everything we wanted to.
All right, so we will be back next episode. We'll be breaking down the whole series of WandaVision, and we'll rank every episode.
So yeah, if you're a Marvel fan, if you're a fan of WandaVision, maybe you'll want to check that video out.
Yeah, you'll want to be here next week. It'll be
right.
interesting. We'll have some good takes.
Yeah, we're gonna break the whole thing down, talk about it. Where it's possibly going from here.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
Big MCU fans. So
yeah.
If that's it from you, Nick, then thanks for watching the first episode.
Thank you, everyone. Take care, and we will see you guys all real soon.
We'll see you next week. Thanks for sticking around.